On this week's episode of Afternoon Express, we're celebrating Women's Month and jumping headfirst into the world of My Design Rules as we look back on some of the highlights of the lifestyle reality show with contestants Tia Henderson of Team Water and Amy Moses of Team Air. We invite chef and cookbook author Jill Van Us to rate Tia and Amy's kitchen spaces as she prepares a creamy mussel chowder and delicious butter chicken bunny chow. And previous reality show contestant Donald Nxumalo tells us how winning the Young Designer Award transformed his life and his career in lifestyle and decor. Hello Mzansi and welcome to the show. Now today we're coming to you from Athol Court, a heritage building in Sea Point, where last year 4 teams went head to head to see who could design the best apartment for My Design Rules. We laughed and we cried right alongside these teams as they made this space come alive. What an incredible opportunity to be a part of. Don't believe me? Well then let's check in with Donald Nxumalo, winner of the very first season. Donald's life changed for the better when he worked with legendary designer Kim H and went from wallpaper salesman to one of the top interior designers in SA.
I am an interior designer working in Joburg. I am the winner of Winner Home Season 1. The journey on the show was both challenging and rewarding. I think challenging because there's tight deadlines and a tight budget, but rewarding when you achieve something so remarkable with those variables at play. What I enjoyed the most about being on the show was really being immersed in design, being with so many other people who were so focused on design. I enjoyed having a mentor, and I also enjoyed the camaraderie that we as contestants had. How have I evolved since the competition? I am more seasoned as a designer. I've had my fair share of challenges, really moments that have been devastating, moments that I've been excited. I've had really remarkable projects, remarkable successes, incredible awards. We have projects all over the African continent and a project in the UK. And so our footprint is growing and I have a team. And so I get to say our, and I get to play a pivotal role in the South African design landscape, and I'm a recognizable face in the design landscape. So for moving from being a reality TV show star to being somebody that's regarded as a staple in the design fraternity, not only in South Africa, but globally, it's actually amazing. We are now at my office, or rather the studio. This is where all the projects come together. It's really, most importantly, where the clients get to firstly interact with us. So this is the first point of departure. So the whole idea was to create a warm atmosphere that really felt like home. We are in the reception area, so we have our reception desk, which I custom designed. My favorite piece in this area would be the sofa, and I created it to be quite long and to not have any divisions because I wanted a sense of generosity and I wanted a statement piece. It also is a nice way to introduce my style. I think that my style is bold, it's sophisticated. I love this coffee table. It's quite a big piece and it really dominates the space, but you have your white marble and then you've got your metal edges on the sides. What I love most about the space is the beautiful light that comes through. And speaking of light, I really had to create a ceiling that I felt could work with what I was trying to achieve here. So we really recreated the ceiling so that it doesn't really feel like an office, but the mood of the lights is intimate and it's warm. So we have your chandelier above us now, which is really beautiful, this metal chandelier with the metal edges. For me, the color was important. I did want something that was quite strong in terms of its size, but because it's a circular shape, I think it's quite disarming to lend a nice softness, but the edges then give it a nice industrial look. In the renovation of this house, because it's what you call a heritage house, there are some limitations in terms of what you can or can't do. In this case, I chose to strip back all the paint from the previous owners, but you still have remnants of what that paint still is. What I did is that I added my own twist on it by adding this new fireplace mantle in the Nero Maquina marble. So I think it's the new and the old. It's me applying my own heritage, because heritage evolves. It's a story story that you add on. It's a layer that you add on. And so I'm not afraid to add those layers. We are in the meeting room. This is where I would come in with my team and we discuss the project. At a later stage, the client comes in and we hash out all the details. We have a sample library, so we're able to show clients the floor tiles or whatever floor finish we are using or proposing for a project, whether it's floor tiles, screed, or even wooden floors. For the walls, wallpaper samples, wood samples, whatever sort of cladding that we like to propose for the project. We also, because we design everything, we design ceilings, and so we have quite an intricate ceiling here, and the ceiling is inspired by the interiors of the post office where my father worked. So when I created this space, my family story was also part of weaving it into the property. One of the key aspects that I love inside this room is the ability to showcase art. That's an art piece of Desmond Tutu created by 9 artists. What I love about it is the sense of collaboration that you get when you see it. So each panel is created individually by an artist and they put it together to create one big whole, which really is symbolic of the projects that we do. On any project, we have so many people and the end goal is to create one beautiful piece of art or one beautiful project that the client feels embodies them. So I think that's what I love about that art piece. This is our awards corner, and I'm so happy to have built a team of really talented individuals, and when we come together, we just create the most magical projects for clients, and the awards are testament to that something is working. Personally, I enjoy coming to work every single day, but more than that, I enjoy who I get to do it with. I love the new facelift, My Design Rules, because the name suggests that it's your design rules. So bring to us creativity, bring to us your fresh approach and your perspective and your story. If you're looking for an opportunity to expand your audience, if you're looking for an opportunity for people to see you, if you're looking for an opportunity to just exercise your design muscles, and if you're needing a platform for more people to see it and to affirm you and to engage, or if you're just looking to have fun, you should join.
If you think this could be you, please let us know, because we're looking for 3 design duos to compete in My Design Rules 2025 at Paarl de Filet Lifestyle Estate and Farm. We'll also be chatting to Tia Henderson from Team Water that won the Viewer's Choice Award, and Amy Moses from Team Air that won the whole series. Stay tuned. Team Water worked together like a well-oiled machine, crushing task after task as if there was no tomorrow. Before My Design Rules, Tia Henderson and her partner Zwelibanzi Nzuza were just co-workers. But now they're the Viewer's Choice winners and their individual careers are soaring. Tia, congratulations on everything you've been able to achieve on My Design Rules. Bravo. Well done.
Thank you.
You really did absolutely incredibly, yourself and Uzweli. If we were to take it back though, the audition process and actually amping yourself up to enter, how did that look like?
So Zweli and I previously worked together in Richards Bay at TJ Architects, and he came across the flyer and the ad on Instagram and he was like, Tia, I'm looking for someone to join and I think you and I would make the perfect team. So he comes from an interior design background and I come more from an architectural background. So initially we thought, like, obviously it's the perfect pair, and we began the auditioning process. We sent our video through and we found out that we were one of the top 8.
You were able to team up, you made it to the finals, and as the top 2, you were presented with the opportunity to create a space inspired off of water. How were you able to envision that in the space?
We were able to make the first choice with picking which apartment we wanted to renovate, since we came first in the CTM challenge, mind you.
Period!
So we really walked into each apartment and we were looking for the feeling of water. Like, how can our view almost create the feeling of water as well and bring our theme across? And we just felt like this apartment was just perfect. Like, you have the ocean view, nice sunlight, and we thought that this is the perfect apartment for us. And we just used our theme of water to push our concept. So we tried to make use of fluted glass and things that gave movement to the theme of water. Not quite literally blue everything, as you can see. We went with more of a neutral base and tried to use blues and terracotta colors to almost just complement our theme of water.
And overlooking the entire apartment, what are some of those standout design features that you love?
So we went for a bold wallpaper on our ceiling, and that was kind of our vocal point. The thing that we wanted people to be like, wow, as they walk into our space. And we also went for lots of curves with our fireplace, almost bringing in the theme of water and the flowiness of the waves. We also have these 3 lights that we actually call boob lights. Hint, hint. But we use our marble stone and just kind of cut like a base for them. And then we use a regular light, very cheap, very affordable, on a budget. And we just elevated the look. We also went for lots of crown molding, bringing the historical feeling to our apartment. And that was the blend between modern and vintage.
Love that. So do you know what mine is?
What?
The artwork behind me!
Is it because it's mine?
Listen, it's an exclusive
I should sign it.
commissioned artwork by yourself, Tia. You have to teach me how to do this.
It was trial and error, I promise. I was sitting in my apartment. I had to come back actually one of the nights, like late in the evening, and get some tile adhesive and some grout. And that's what I actually used to create that texture. And I dunked some sheets in the tile adhesive, and it kind of just like hardened. I like laid it in a nice pattern, created like the wave-like features, and I left it on the canvas to dry, and this is what we were left with. Welcome to our bedroom. We tried to go for the ocean meets the sand, so we did lime wash on our walls, and just being influenced by our curves of water, we went for lots of curves in our space. So this is actually the back of our powder room that we've curved. And the bedroom, some of the features that stand out for me was our timber slats by Tula Wall. Zweli and I actually did this headboard by ourselves.
No.
Yes, we did. And we added the LED strip behind, which just kind of like elevates and shines onto the painted walls.
And when you pushed yourself to the absolute maximum, you walked away with the Viewer's Choice Award. That has to feel like a pat on the back.
It was definitely a pat on the back. Zweli and I were so impressed. But along the journey, the viewers' comments on Facebook and Instagram really kept us going. Sometimes we needed that extra nudge and that extra motivation to just keep pushing through. And it definitely made us feel very warm and fuzzy inside when we found out that we were Viewers' Choice.
Being that Viewer's Choice, having the people at home, or gogo, or auntie, or mama, looking at you and saying, I can see myself living in there. What does that do to you?
I think it just gives you a boost of confidence. It lets you know that you're creating spaces that people truly feel at home in, and that's all you want when you're designing for residential. You want people to be able to feel comfortable in your space and feel like they can see themselves living their everyday lives in the space.
Reflecting on so many lives and journeys that have been able to be changed and shifted during competitions like My Design Rules, how has that affected yourself?
I think My Design Rules has allowed me to step more into the interior design field. Previously, coming from more an architectural background, it's a lot more technical work, drawing houses, drawing floor plans. But I've always loved interior, and I always wanted to step into that world and into that field. And this competition has allowed me to do that. And now I currently work as a concept designer, and I'm doing more interior design work. And I can't wait to continue growing in the interior field because there's so much to learn.
Halala, and that's what it's about. It's about growth, it's about learning, and it's about developing yourself into the next best version of self.
And making her best version of self is chef and cookbook author Jill Van As, who's preparing mussels in the Tea Water kitchen.
Chef Jill.
Welcome to water.
It's smells like home. Look, you've already got the onion sauteing, but what do you have in terms of the menu for today?
So we're going to do something called a mussel chowder. So this recipe takes me back to my family, my granny. So she always cooked in winter all these hearty soups, and seafood is one of our favorite things. So I thought, let's jazz it up and make a chowder from it instead of eating a vegetable soup.
And I suppose seafood with water makes complete sense. Okay, so what's the next step?
Did you know that if you add salt to your onions, it actually takes out all the water?
Oh.
So you generally need to add the salt first.
Love.
And then we're going to do a little paprika for love. A little bit more for some love.
Little
A little bit more for some love. And then we're going to add the ginger, chili, and garlic.
The aromas coming out of your kitchen are already enticing me and have my mouth watering. When I think of food, and I think of being in the kitchen, I think of the idea of healing. You know, how is cooking and the craft and the work that you do healing for you? And how are you able to channel that to the next generation?
So for me, the kitchen became a crutch. Through a very traumatic experience in my life, I went back to the kitchen because in my imperfect state, I could put out something pretty perfect, you know? And that to me is just so healing when I see the smile on your face when you go, oh yes, that's good, you know? And for me, food is healing, food is love, food is comfort, food brings people together. And through my cookbook, I'm passing it on to the next generation. I'm taking my memories, putting it in your kitchen, and you need to create your own. So what we've got here in this mussel chowder is a little bit of shrimp because I feel it needs to be hot when you eat every spoonful. So here's a mixture, and I'm going to give you a very quick trick. In the book, it has the full recipe. But here, we just did a creamy chicken soup with some cream. Yeah, and we're going to just chuck that all in there.
So basically what you're telling us is get the cookbook.
Get the cookbook. Because I'm giving you a cheat here. So this is something when you come home, you're tired, it's going to take you 15 minutes to make.
Okay.
So you've got all that yumminess in there, and then we're going to add some more cream. So we're literally almost done. So all we're going to do here is add some Parmesan cheese.
Okay.
Be generous.
Oh, trust me, I love a good cheese.
There we go. Some grated Parmesan cheese. And you see it's a nice thick texture. So if you want it a little bit runny, thinner, but a chowder for me is all about heart and meat. And, you know, and then we're going to add some parsley because the parsley brings that touch of freshness. It's a quick dish to make if you're coming home or you're getting unexpected guests. You know, that people that just knock on your door and say, I'm here, I'm hungry. So this is something quick you can just throw together. And it's yummy, it's delicious, it's hearty, it's just good.
And it makes the entire house smell delicious.
Yes.
Coming up, we meet talented actress Embeth Davidtz at the premiere of her new movie, Don't Let's Go to the Dogs Tonight.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
In the spirit of Mandela Month, we stood shoulder to shoulder with ABSA, not just to give back, but to honor a legacy of compassion. Packing meals for others and sharing stories together reminds us that small acts can echo loudly, because when every story is seen, every life is changed.
This Mandela Month, we're joining ABSA to make a real difference, inspired by the late Tata Madiba. We're at the Santa Convention Center, and we're here to pack meals for ABSA's continuous commitment to being a force for good and letting you know that your story matters. But we see that. So ABSA has taken a stand against hunger, especially with this collaboration with Rise Against Hunger. What inspired this collaboration?
We've been working with Rise Against Hunger for 2 years now. It's one of the initiatives that is a group-led initiative where we activate across 4 regions in the country, where we support Rise Against Hunger to ensure that children in early childhood development centers get a meal for at least a year. As ABSA, we have contributed 71,000 meals this year.
71,000 meals this year. There's definitely an outcome that we're trying to reach for this campaign specifically.
We're hoping that, number one, we have embedded the culture of volunteering in the organization. It is Mandela Month, but for us, we say, Mandela Day or Mandela Month is not a once-off event. So we have over 350 colleagues have taken participation for this campaign. And I think above and beyond that is to show that as ABSA, we really are showing that we are a truly force for good in the communities that we operate in.
What inspired me to volunteer today is just the number of people that are living in poverty. You saw the stats. That is quite scary, especially in a country like South Africa, where we're like 30 plus years post-apartheid and people are still living in those conditions. So for me, this is an initiative where I can make a difference and ensure someone goes to bed with a full stomach.
I think it's important for all of us to come together. When we are together, we can make a greater impact. One person can only go so much, but look at how many people are here. The more we are, the more we can spread the spirit of good deed and good works and helping people in the community and abroad.
Looking at ABSA's slogan of "Your story matters," this really drives the commitment to what that is and being a force for good. How do you believe a campaign like this is meaningful to continuously adhere to that ABSA's commitment?
This is just one of the ways that we're showcasing that as ABSA, we see the story. We see the story of our clients, of our beneficiaries, of our communities. But I think it's also important to notify you that this is not just one individual campaign that we're doing. We're doing multiple different colleague volunteering experiences, skills-based volunteering, leadership role modeling. We had our CEO here today and some EXCO members who were here and leaders within the organization, because we want to showcase that our leaders as well are leading from the front.
I'm glad this initiative is happening, and we all now can see that it doesn't take a lot to make a big difference. I mean, this small packet can actually feed 6 children. And for me, it's so amazing how something so small can just go a long way like that.
This event reminds us that real change begins with unity and intention. With ABSA leading by example, we're not just honoring Madiba's legacy, we're living it.
And living her legacy is Hollywood actress Embeth Davidtz, who first made a name for herself in Steven Spielberg's award-winning movie Schindler's List.
What a great moment it is for us as a nation, Mzansi, when our very own much-beloved Embeth Davidtz makes her directorial debut of Alexandra Fuller's memoir, Don't Let's Go to the Dogs Tonight. Let's go meet her.
On our farm, we live with Sarah and Jacob. Tell me a story.
Once upon a time, everyone got along with everyone else. All of nature as one family.
Mom, am I African?
Based in 1970s Rhodesia, the movie tells a story of a farming family and their experiences through the eyes of their 8-year-old daughter, Bobo.
Standing next to me is an absolute superstar, someone who was able to bring this show together, and that is none other than Embeth. Now, Embeth, we have all watched you, admired you from afar. Tell us all about the film and what viewers can expect.
So the film is based on a wonderful memoir called Don't Let's Go to the Dogs Tonight. It's set in Zimbabwe at the end of the war, but what it's really about is a little child called Bobo and her experience. So it's actually very funny, very moving, very heavy, very dark, very light in places. It's a little bit of everything, but it's this child's experience in her family as the Bush War came to an end. Despite the fact that the story is Zimbabwe, I, the South African, I know this story. I know how to tell this story. And so what I did is, it was a very long process. I had to write, I had to rewrite. I had many, many rewrites. I'm a slow writer. But as I got further and further along with it, I realized I'm inserting my South African perspective into the story. I'm staying true to the Zimbabwean story, but I, as a white South African, arrived in this country at the age of 8 and saw a world where a lot was wrong. And it's my recollections as a child that I've infused into the story.
We've celebrated you and enjoyed you as an actress growing up, but now you're stepping into the directorial role. How was that for you?
I like directing more, and it's weirdly not a back seat. It's the front seat. I'm the person that pulls the front seat and the whole car. And I didn't realize it was something that I would like to do. I've always enjoyed being an actor. I love the creative process of being an actor. But I have to say that the creative control and creating an entire world, I adored.
What was the best part of playing the mother?
Listen, she's not a very nice person, or she's a complicated person. And so I had to be very gentle and careful when I was around the little girl, that she knew this is me when I'm acting, and this is me when I'm being a director, and this is me when I'm your friend. I just loved working with the child. Lexi Venter, she's an incredible talent. She'd never acted before, and I kept her very much in a non-acting space. I didn't give her lines and lines to learn, because when kids do that, then they sound like they're saying a line. I feel like I captured her in her wild, beautiful state, and she's an amazing discovery.
So many South Africans are bursting with the opportunity to work with Anele Mdoda and Trevor Noah, and you got that opportunity building this film. They are both our executive producers. Secret between me and you, how was it like working with them?
Anele was on this from the very beginning. She's the one who gave me the thumbs up and said, you're okay to make this movie? Because I thought, gosh, is it risky to make a movie about race? And Anele was the one who said, no, this is the way that you tell the story, it's right. So Anele was a massive support. I truly admire her as a woman. She's strong, she's funny, but she's no nonsense. She's a serious icon businesswoman. So wonderful. And Anele is the one who introduced me to Trevor. And Trevor came on after the film was made, but Trevor adding his name to this is another endorsement that the film needed, both for international visibility, but also critically. You know, he's a very smart man, he's a super well-read guy, and we did a fantastic Q&A together in LA where it felt like I was talking to an old friend. We had really interesting things to talk about.
This has been like a 4-year journey, and you know, you can take it to Cannes because it's been to all of the film festivals in the world, but all you want is for your people to finally watch it. It doesn't matter who claps for you across the world. You want your own people to clap for you. And what Embeth did as the director for this, and she's the one who did the screenplay adaptation as well, is that because the movie is from a book from the lens of a 7-year-old, so you have to communicate pain, but to be fair, 7-year-olds don't know much about pain. All they know is tomorrow the sun's out, so can we swim? So it's a great balance, and I think that every emotion will be felt in that cinema today.
Africans have eyes to see what the whites cannot see.
I have been bursting to watch this movie. I have been keeping my eye on the socials, and I was just so privileged to actually be invited. So I'm really, really excited. So Embeth is naturally absolutely exquisite. She needed virtually no makeup. Her makeup took me all of 12 minutes. We timed it. That's how minimal we went on the makeup. She's that naturally exquisite.
I'll never leave here. You'll never leave me. This is how the story ends. All our lives, we are cursed with separation and loneliness and longing.
We're celebrating Women's Month here in South Africa, and that is what it's all about. Elevating, empowering all of our Mzansi women. If you were to give any words of advice or encouraging sentiments, what would that be?
I would say women especially, we know the truth. We follow our hearts, and power comes from that. I think women are the ones that run the world because we are the ones who have the deep instincts about truth. Follow your heart, listen to your instincts.
That is so beautiful. Not only are we following our hearts and following our instincts, but we're also saying siyabonga.
Ngiyabonga, right? Yeah! Is that it? Ngiyabonga. Thank you. Thank you.
Next up, we meet Amy Moses of the winning My Design Rules design duo, Team Air. Our second special guest from My Design Rules is the one and only Amy Moses. Now, Amy made up half of the creative team Air, along with Joshua Hubert. Now, their journey meant putting aside their differences, but working together and coming together to reach the ultimate goal of taking home the coveted award. Amy, it's so lovely to finally meet you in real life.
Thank you very much. It's very nice to be here with you.
We're here at the property where yourself and Josh were able to dream up this masterpiece, and I will call it a masterpiece. Tell us about that journey and what was here before the renovation.
We were given 4 block apartment for the 4 teams, and we happened to choose the one we actually wanted. And it's really lovely because the sun just really encompasses the whole space, which I love. And it's really interesting because this apartment, or all of the apartments, were 2 bedrooms, 1 bathroom, a kitchen and a living space.
So you were able to minimize the space in terms of the bedrooms available, but it does not feel like you skimped out on anything. We find ourselves in the entertainment hub of the home, which is the living room. What was your design approach here?
Because this is a heritage site, we really wanted to play with the heritage features. So the fireplace just behind you, we kept everything original. We just put a lick of paint on it and modernized it a bit.
Now, when it comes to yourself and Joshua, every single team came as a duo, but you guys came as individuals that were paired. So I'm sure that comes with differences and how did you guys work it out?
It was exciting to begin, of course, but then as time moved on and we realized that he did things differently to how I did things. We come from different backgrounds. He's got an architectural background. I've got an interior design background. But in the end, we did make it work. We had to really understand each other personality-wise, how each one of us worked. His design taste is very industrial and mine is more refined, and that's what I really like about our space, particularly the living room, because it kind of merges those 2 styles really nicely. We've got the texture and the rawness, but paired with refined style.
I picked that up immediately. I mean, as soon as I stepped into the space, my eyes were drawn to the fireplace and the beautiful textures that you were able to create using concrete. And that's what it's all about. But I'm excited to see the rest of the space. Oh, wow. I love the space, Amy. I mean, this is where I thrive in the home. The kitchen.
The kitchen. So we put the fridge on this side with a coffee station here because it's easy access from the entertainment area. But I also love that because we have this flowing feeling through the space, because we're air, of course, we had to bring in a curve somewhere. So we thought, let's curve the ceiling for a little bit of a feature, and we just put a strip light down there and it just lights up the whole ceiling.
I feel like I'm getting a sense of your design style. Stepping into the kitchen, what are some of those standout features for you?
Wow, the number one thing that I think is really special is we've got this designer light. It's a 2-way light, so it lights up your ceiling for overall lighting and then task lighting onto your surface area.
I love that. And it seems a bit dimmed right now.
Yes, actually we can brighten it up, or we can dim it down.
Look at that, lovely. Well, from my favorite room of the home into another cozy moment. Let's go to the bedroom.
Let's go, I can't wait to show you. Here we have the bedroom.
Wow, I love it. When it comes to looking at the color palette, the materiality and the layout of the home, everything seems so intentional.
We designed it with air in mind. We've got light textures, it's cozy, it's got this whitewash paint effect on the wall, so it feels like you're in heaven. And we've got sheer curtains. But then with the layout, we really wanted to have it flow through the space. But in our powder room, we went with really dramatic, an eye of the storm type of concept, where we had the dark and the light. So we brought that through again into the bedroom bathroom, but more subdued and more monochrome.
Amy, it seems as if your journey has been absolutely incredible and transformative. How has My Design Rules impacted your career as an interior designer?
For starters, coming from retail design, doing a home, it's really different. You have to be very resourceful when it comes to homes specifically, because you have to find things here, there, and everywhere, and it's filling out all those personal touches, you know, but it's really given me a boost of confidence.
Speaking about being resourceful, we are still celebrating your win. I mean, what did that mean to you?
Oh, it meant the world. I mean, to prove to yourself that you can do tough things. You can pull through long nights, endless days, but you can do whatever you set your mind to. And also professionally, it opened doors in terms of you can confidently give out your business card, for example, you know, speak to people while networking or sharing.
Amy, it was lovely sitting down with you. You're such an incredible and empowered woman.
Oh, thank you. That was very kind of you.
My pleasure. Now, Mzansi, I can smell something incredible in the air. Let me go check out what Chef Jill is up to in the kitchen. Oh, yebo. This is what I'm talking about, girl. Chef Jill, you've got me in my favorite place of the household, which is the kitchen. And the aromas are already smelling absolutely divine.
Ooh, we've got a little bunny chow, but you know, with a little twist, and I do believe you're from Durban, so we're gonna add that little spice and that little heat.
Yes, a bunny chow that's got heat, that's got flavor, and that is absolutely comforting is what it's all about this winter. So where do we start?
So we've got some onions in the pan with some salted butter, and we're gonna add some turmeric.
Okay.
We're gonna add some garlic. And some fresh chili.
Oh, yes.
And of course, some ginger. And then we're just gonna mix it all up. So your onions need to be slightly translucent. We're gonna add a teaspoon of tomato paste, just to give you that nice bright red color.
But tomatoes sometimes can be quite pungent. So how are we able to balance those flavors?
You can add a touch of sugar.
Sugar.
And I'm going to use my hand because we always do a little extra for love. So we're going to just do that little bit for love. And then you can go right ahead there. And then I've got a mixture of masalas going on here, which I'm not going to give all my secrets away.
You have to. What is in there? What is that
masala? Turmeric in here again. And we've got a wet leaf masala, and then there's one special little chili powder in there.
Lovely.
And now you're seeing it's getting a bit dry, which is okay because all the aromas of the spice, can you smell it? Can you fill the air beautifully? So this is the chicken fillets that's been marinated overnight in some yogurt and a little bit of spice. So we're gonna add that because your pan is dry. You see that? So we're gonna add this. So we're gonna get that sizzle. In fact, we're just gonna do all of that.
Dump it all in.
Dump it all in because we want all of this goodness. We are gonna add some Greek double cream yogurt. So you can add about 2-3 spoons of that in there.
Okay, one,
2,
3. Ooh!
And you see the color changing?
Immediately.
Yeah, and there's some moisture in the pan. And it gets nice and thick. There is no fast rule in the kitchen, and that's what I love about cooking because with baking, it's a science, you know? 5 mils of this, 2 mils of that here. You can pull back, you can change it. You can add, if you want it a little bit more saucy, you can add a dash of water if you like. And butter chicken is something that needs to be aromatic, but I love spice.
So right now we find ourselves in Team A's kitchen. How does that inspiration feed into this dish?
Can you smell it?
Yeah.
It's all in the air. It's all in the air. It's just filling this house with so much aroma, right? And when you smell, and I believe that food is an experience. So it's all your senses need to be tantalized. So you visually, you need to look at it, you need to smell it, the ambience, everything just needs to be perfect to enjoy that perfect meal. You know, the company is great.
And then of course finally tasting it.
And tasting it.
If you were to reflect on your own culinary journey, what are some of those standout moments that have gotten you to where you are today?
Wow, there's so many. But I must say, writing the cookbook was one of my highlights, you know. It's something that changed my life, and I always thought I've dealt with everything in life, you know, with traumas and things that happen, until I wrote this book. So every little recipe has a story. And like music, if you think of a song, it takes you back to a time and a place. So does food. Have you ever tasted something like, oh, this tastes like my mama's or my oma's? And I just think back when I make this butter chicken, I think of when I went back to campus after a very traumatic experience, and my friends were saying, there's something wrong. We don't know what is wrong with you. But here we made you a little bunny chow, and at that moment I realized that food is love.
So from the chakalaka to the bread, what is the next step?
So while that is cooking, right, I use the French loaf for my bunny chow. Because I feel you need to jazz it up, you know? So literally, I use my hands for this. And we're going to just dig it in like that. And then we're gonna melt some butter. And you can add garlic to it, you can add herbs to it, whatever you like. Because there's no fast thing that you have to do in the kitchen. You follow my recipe, but tweak it as you like. And then we pop it into the oven until it's nice and golden brown. And there we go.
Everything looks incredible. The colors are absolutely sticking out, and the aromas in this kitchen. Let me just tell you, you want to be here. But not only do you want to be here with Chef Jill, you also want to stay tuned.
Next up, Karishma Basday shows us how she entertains with friends at home. And Jill Fun Us reveals which kitchen gets her vote.
To cozy up and chill time. Life's better with Pep Home.
Whether you're hosting a special occasion, an intimate dinner, or a relaxed gathering with your girls, Pep Home has everything you need to create the perfect atmosphere where every meal becomes a moment to remember.
I enjoy nothing more than getting creative and setting a beautiful table. Hi, I'm Karishma, and today I'm welcoming you into my home as I set the scene for a beautiful, elegant lunch with some of my best friends. I love throwing the rule book out of the window and really getting creative. For this place setting, I'm using 2 different placemats because I love the texture that it creates. And then I'm going to layer my crockery. I'm going to break it up with one neutral plate, which I think really makes the green pop. This crockery is absolutely exquisite. The quality is great, and just look at how beautiful the color and detailing is. I adore the tone of these glasses. I think they complement the color palette beautifully, and the texture is also stunning. My top tip for bringing a table to life is to add lots and lots of flowers. It's also an easy way to tie your color scheme together. I've sourced fresh organic produce for this meal, and it really adds to the vibrancy of the table. The colors are amazing. They look so fresh and inviting. I have a few last minute things to do. My guests are almost at my door. Let me charge these glasses. The table is set, and I think it looks exquisite, even if I do say so myself. I love the pop of colors, the different textures, and how everything has come together to set the scene for an elegant lunch with the help of Pep Home.
Oh my gosh, this is beautiful, Karishma.
Thank you.
Wow, you really outdone yourself.
Take a seat, ladies. I wanted to create something really elegant so we could feel like we're indulging in a beautiful lunch together.
These colors are amazing, and the way you've put everything together, there's so much detail.
I love playing around, you know, like just throw the rule books out of the window, and how beautiful are these runners, and I love mixing and matching them because they look exquisite like this, don't they?
And I love the colors like the blue, the green, and the red you've pulled in through like the flowers and the glasses.
Thank you. I really loved playing with all these colors and textures.
Stunning.
Thank you for having us here, Karishma.
Thank you for coming.
Cheers.
This tablescape was inspired by winter in the sense that I wanted to invite a lot of warmth into the room. And I've done that by layering the table with different textures and colors and tones. You know, there was multiple layers of different things, from the flowers to the runners. My must-have item for my table setting today, I really think the crockery is outstanding. The quality is exceptional. I also loved the dappled vase that I used as a candle holder with a little tea light in the middle of it. I think that is so beautiful.
The table setting today, mwah. Love, love, love it. I love the color and how all the colors just married each other. I love the concept of stoneware, so it was superb. Flowers, oh my word, it just brought everything together so nicely. And then of course, Karishma cooked up a storm, so that's the cherry on top.
Seeing Karishma again was an absolute blast. Her attention to detail in the table setting. She's so vibrant, the colors are vibrant, her home is vibrant, she's just a vibrant soul to be around.
This afternoon was such a treat just to, be spending time with your friends and take a slow afternoon to enjoy the simple pleasures of life and the attention to detail. I felt like I had a little bit of a holiday or a little escape into this beautiful setting. It all added to a beautiful experience.
Now that's what I call the perfect afternoon. Simple, beautiful, surrounded by good friends, and beautiful tableware from Pep Home, of course. Let's help you set an elegant table. You at home stand a chance to win a 1,000 Rand Pep Home voucher. Tell us which Pep Home piece would complete your table setting. Head over to our socials and drop your answer with the hashtag #PepHomeExpress.
And just like that, we've reached the end of the show, but it is not an end without a delicious dinner, and that is exactly what Chef Jill has been able to whip up. Chef Jill, what do you have in front of us?
Oh, I've got some yumminess for you. So let's dive in and please tell me what you think about it. So,
you've done such an incredible job from surf to turf. What was your experience being able to work in the two different kitchens, from Team Air to Team Water?
I really, really enjoyed working in both kitchens. The designs were so amazing. The black slate tiles in Team Air. And yeah, this water was just the flow of this kitchen. I love the flow. I love the little island in the middle. And of course, just everything is close by. You can just grab and go kind of thing. It's just amazing. It makes life easier, and everything was just perfectly curated in this kitchen. Yeah.
So which would be your favorite? Would it be Team Air or Team Water kitchen?
This is my favorite kitchen. It's just the flow of this kitchen is really, really amazing. I love it, and the lightness, and you literally feel like you're at the ocean with the centerpiece, this beautiful centerpiece in the middle. It's just well done, well done.
The light piece is definitely a design feature that stands out to me, but the food is even better. How are you guys finding the food?
Delicious. It's so creamy and rich, beautiful.
It's something that definitely does feel satisfying. And I mean, girl, you got the bunny chow. And I'm from Durban. I'm a Durban girl, so how would you rate it out of 10?
It's a serious thing in Durban. Like curry and bunny chows are a serious thing. And people in Cape Town don't make good bunny chows, but this is a 10 out of 10. So shout out Chef Jill, because your bunny chow matters.
Oh, nice, I love that.
And just like that, Mzansi, we've reached the end of this week's episode of Afternoon Express. However, we are calling on all of the design, inspiration people who are so tuned into all things home to enter My Design Rules this year, Season 2, at Parle de Filet Lifestyle Estate and Farm. All you have to do is make sure that you're 25 years or older, have 2 years of experience, and also one of you, of the team members, need to have a relevant qualification. Make sure that you enter via mydesignrules.tv and enter before August the 10th. We wish you nothing but the best, and I can't wait to see you on TV. If you have missed this week's episode, make sure that you catch the repeats on Sundays at 8:30 a.m. But until next week, Tuesday at 6 p.m. City, good night, stay safe, and good night. Bye.
Another feel-good production.